Good morning. It's Tuesday, December 24th. Here's what we're working on this morning. A judge has dismissed a lawsuit over Hamilton's encampment protocol.
An owner of a Montreal jewelry store attempts to fight back against thieves that drove into his store. Wait till you see this video.
And the Jets take flight over the Leafs in the next-gen game. Quiet drive in this morning. Not a lot of people.
I always like working Christmas Eve because it's the annual thing where I get a gift from Annette and I give her nothing. So I appreciate it.
It's just a little something.
Like this beautiful little package. It's like there from Annette. It's
I'm not just special. Oh, you got one too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine says, "Merry Christmas, Tim. Thanks for being the best reason for a 2:30 a.m. alarm."
That's a compliment.
I say so. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
You're welcome. Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah.
It's good to have us all here on Christmas. We're taking some time after today, but we're all here today. So glad that you guys are here. A little bit of snow, Brian, but
a little bit.
Yes. Melty.
Yeah, probably about 5 centimeters. At least we got outside our back door anyhow.
I don't think I got that much.
No.
Did you get much?
Not very much at all.
Yeah, a couple of inches in our area, but that was about it. So other areas got a bit more, or a bit less, depending obviously on where you are. So yeah, the snow has pretty much come to an end. However, the precipitation is not. We could get some flurries, we could get some drizzle, we could get some freezing drizzle for the day today because we are mild to start a morning here. We're sitting on the freezing mark at 0. We're going to climb to +1 for the day today. Winds will be light, it'll be fairly cloudy, so yeah, and it's very misty right now, as a matter of fact, because that temperature is sitting right on the freezing mark, but yeah, could be a bit of mixing precipitation for the day today. We'll talk about that in detail coming up. Right now, look at traffic, and I don't think you're going to find an awful lot going on the roads this morning. 403 Waterdown Road, that looks fine right now, nothing to see there. We'll just give you a few MTO traffic cameras. Nikola Tesla Boulevard, Toronto bound away from us on that camera. Same here, this is the other side of the Skyway at North Shore Boulevard. Really light volume, even around Burl Oak Drive. Look how wide open that is so far today, but we do have wet roads to contend with. Some of the secondary roads are still fairly snow covered, so be really careful this morning. We'll look at weather and traffic coming up. Right now, the news.
Okay, thanks very much, Brian. Well, the City of Hamilton is going to hold a news conference later this morning to respond to a court decision over encampments in the city. A judge has dismissed a lawsuit that was seeking a financial settlement from the City of Hamilton over allegations that the city's encampment protocol violates the constitutional rights of the homeless. The ruling from Justice James Ramsey says he doesn't believe the rights of the 14 people suing were violated by the enforcement of the city's park and encampment bylaws from 2021 to last year. Instead of the courts, Ramsey writes that the democratic process, meaning elected officials, are in the best position to find the balance between the needs of the homeless and the need to ensure the use of public spaces by everyone. Hamilton Mayor Andrea Horvath and the city's general manager for health and safety communities will respond to the judge's decision at 10 o'clock this morning, and CHCH News will be at that news conference.
Pedestrian was taken to hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries after a crash in Norfolk County. This happened last night just before 6 o'clock after a vehicle struck the pedestrian on Bell Road, or Bell Mill Side Road. That's between Rokeby Side Road and Goshen Road. The roads were closed for several hours. They have since reopened. If you have any information on this situation, please reach out to police.
A 16-year-old's been taken to a trauma center after a hit and run in St. Catharines. It happened around 4:30 yesterday afternoon on Carlton Street between Roehampton and Grantham Avenues. Niagara police say the driver of this white Kia Soul hit the 16-year-old while he was walking, or they were walking, on the sidewalk. The driver didn't stick around, and the vehicle was last seen going west on Carlton. Anyone in that area with surveillance footage is asked to call Niagara police.
A warrant is out for a Welland man after a woman was shot at a hotel in Brampton back in January. She did survive. 25-year-old Niall Tyrell Hill of Welland is wanted on several charges, including aggravated assault, assault with a weapon, and robbery. Last week, as part of the investigation, police seized a loaded handgun at a home in Welland. They also seized a large amount of cash and methamphetamine. As a result of the search, 27-year-old Nikita Clark Banks of Welland was arrested on several drug and weapons charges.
Surveillance footage of another violent jewelry store robbery, this one in Montreal, is circulating online. In it, one of the owners is seen trying to fight off the thieves. Now, Saturday night, a group of thieves were in that vehicle that backed into the store. Now, the owner fought back but sustained upper body injuries and was taken to hospital. During the smash and grab, the suspect stole over $600,000 worth of gold. Montreal police have arrested one person.
Okay, let's bring you back to Hamilton. And a man on the West Mountain is thanking his neighbors for alerting him and his dog that his house was on fire on Sunday night. We were on this story, or Simone Gavros was on this story early yesterday morning on Morning Live. Dave Williams says 15 to 20 neighbors were banging on his door to get him and his dog Soul out safely. It turns out Soul has a connection to Morning Live because Dave brought her home after one of our adoptable pet segments. When Al Sweeney spoke with Dave yesterday, he says that they've already made plans to celebrate Christmas with his family.
Halton Region says a privacy breach at Allendale Long-Term Care Home in Milton exposed personal health records from 2005 to July of this year. A cybersecurity incident in June led to unauthorized access of names, health details, and health card numbers. Now, the region initially told people in July that data was unaffected, but then later confirmed the breach in September. Halton Region says steps have been taken to secure systems, enhance protocols, and to improve privacy measures to prevent future incidents. Those impacted have the right to file a complaint with the Information and Privacy Commissioner. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau took part in a virtual cabinet meeting, committee meeting yesterday, a week after a chaotic chain of events in his government. The cabinet meeting was about Canada-U.S. relations. Trudeau has faced several calls to step down since Chrystia Freeland resigned as finance minister and deputy prime minister last week. He is not expected to announce a decision on his future over the Christmas holidays. Now, the newly minted Minister of Transport, Oakville MP Anita Anand, has officially given the okay for Santa, his sleigh, and reindeer to travel through Canadian airspace.
I've been so looking forward to doing this. Is Santa well rested and ready to fly?
Santa has submitted all his pre-clearance forms and the reindeer are healthy and ready to fly.
Hi, Santa.
Hello, Minister.
I've just received your flight plan and I'm giving you the green light to take off, Santa.
Oh, thank you. I wish you a very Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.
Thank you, Santa.
Santa was kind of vague as to who the minister was at the time. Maybe he didn't know at the time. Anand was just given the transport portfolio by the Prime Minister in last week's cabinet shuffle. She wasn't the only politician with a holiday message out.
Happy New Year to all.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and our province stood tall, with visions of progress uniting us all. As we look ahead to another new year, here's what we're working on to bring you good cheer.
I'm grateful to the people of Ontario for your trust and your cheer. Together, we'll build a future that's stronger each year. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, that's Premier Doug Ford dressed as Santa to wish people in Ontario a Merry Christmas. The video featured some of his ministers writing wish lists to Premier Santa that included some of the projects that the Ford government is working on.
Okay, let's get into Sportsline on your Christmas Eve. And gotta love the Christmas holidays because you get some afternoon hockey on a Monday as the Maple Leafs held their annual Next Gen game with kids off school in the building to watch the first place Jets take on the Buds. But it was a kid from Kitchener who took flight.
Knocked out. Sent back in front. They score. Shifley on the pass from Velarde, and the Jets restore their 2-goal lead.
Mark Shifley isn't much of a kid anymore as he's 31, but I bet he was feeling like one after the third period he had against his childhood team. The Jets center would record a hat trick in the third to lead Winnipeg over the Leafs for the first time in 3 years. Just a one-goal game heading into the final frame, but Scheifele would have 3 of them and had a helper, 4-point night to allow the Jets lift their league-leading total to their 25th win of the year. 5-2 the final. Leafs have dropped 2 straight.
A big battle in front of the net with Shimmick, and he pins him down. They're still involved. That drive, tip, score! McKenna! The deflection in front as he doubles down, and Canada's got the lead.
Let's go to Ottawa, where just turned 17-year-old phenom from Whitehorse, Gavin McKinnon, was the hero as Canada took on Czechia in their final tune-up of the World Juniors before things start for reals on Boxing Day. McKenna, who plays for the Medicine Hat Tigers in the WHL, scored his second of the night, just over 2 minutes left to give the 3-2 win to the lads. They finished the pre-tournament schedule at 3-0. Next up is a date with Finland in the opening game from Ottawa Thursday night.
Third down and goal, back to the air. Touchdown, Wicks wide open. Green Bay takes the early lead.
Monday nighter, where it was all Packers against the New Orleans Saints as they recorded the first shutout of the NFL season, skunking the Saints 34-zip from a freezing Lambeau Field. QB Jordan Love would toss a touchdown pass. The Pack would score 3 more on the grounds. They book a spot into the postseason with the win and wrap up Week 16. Only have to wait a day as we have 2 games tomorrow on Christmas Day. Luckily, the Raptors get a couple days off to lick their wounds as they were pounding the Big Apple, as RJ Barrett was back in the lineup after missing a couple games with an illness, but it was former Raptor OG Anunoby and his New York Knicks with a dominating effort. OG would drop 31 along with Karl Anthony Towns. As Toronto, well, they drop an 8th straight game. I guess they made it respectable in the end, but would lose 139-125. They hit the Christmas break at 7-23, good for the 3rd worst record in the league. From one of the worst to one of the best in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and his Thunder, who were facing the worst team in the league in the Washington Wizards, who actually gave OKC a game. SGA says, I got this after a slow start. Brought it from the second quarter on, dropping 41 points in the 123-105 win. Their 23rd of the season. They said atop the West and only back at Cleveland for the best team in the association.
12 minutes past 6 o'clock, 24th morning of December already. All right, let's check some traffic and see if there's anything happening. See if I can find any volume at all. Let's look at the 403 and Waterdown Road. Nope, nothing there. Looks good both directions. How about we go into St. Catharines and check our MTO traffic cameras there. QEW to Ontario Street. All you're looking at is wet roads here this morning. Nothing Nikola Tesla Boulevard, east of Brant towards us, Toronto bound. We'll flip all the way around to the east of Royal Windsor Drive. That's around the Ford plant. Looks good. Same thing with Cawthra. No volume, just wet roads, and secondary roads could still be snow covered and quite slippery, so be very careful. The crews are out, of course, taking care of that. Let's check our temperature at the moment. We are sitting on the freezing mark right now. So basically how we got yesterday, that was about the high. We did climb a little bit throughout the overnight. The temperature fluctuated, but the relative humidity right now is 100%. The winds from the southwest, that's why we have that mild air this morning. So it's kind of hazy at the moment. There's the precipitation that we had started late yesterday afternoon. We had it go past us, of course. It's all a part of a low pressure system going by the Great Lakes right now. Going to get back into a bit more of a northerly flow, and that's going to drop our temperatures overnight and actually give us some wind chills, but then the temperatures are going to be fairly consistent until they really start to rise as we get toward the weekend. So today our temperatures +1, +2, depending on where you are, 0 for Guelph and Kitchener. There's that chance of some mixing precipitation, some flurries, maybe some drizzle, maybe even some freezing drizzle. Tonight there's a chance of freezing drizzle overnight. Temperatures falling back to -3 to -4, wind chills about -8, a little cooler for Guelph and Kitchener, but yeah, chance of freezing drizzle. And then tomorrow in the morning, chance of some freezing drizzle. Then we could see a little bit of sun, but temperatures +1, -1 to 0. Again, location dependent on what that temperature will be. But out the door, 24th of December, it is cloudy. It is fairly misty at the moment, and our temperature is sitting at 0. Long range coming up at 10.
Okay, coming up right after the break, we're going to say good morning to Emily Vukovic. She's got a preview of what we're chit-chatting about. And in business news, the Competition Bureau is taking Rogers to court. We'll tell you why. 6:16 on our Tuesday morning, and we say good morning to Emily.
I have easy math today, guys.
Yes.
One more sleep.
Oh, baby. Here we go.
Tonight. And we're actually tracking Santa. NORAD is so great and helps us do this. Santa is right now heading to Russia. He has already delivered over 90 million presents. Busy man. I thought I was busy. So now it's 100 million presents. He's just chucking them out.
Wow.
Safely, of course.
Safely, yes,
Safely.
definitely.
Yes.
I thought I was busy, but like he's got me beat today.
You know what movie we watched last night that's really good? I forgot how good it is. Polar Express. Have you guys seen Polar Express?
Oh, no,
Never
but maybe
seen
today.
that movie.
No, Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fabulous. Yeah, it's really good. Anyways.
Yeah.
Just
We watched Spirited the other night.
Oh yeah, you like that one?
I love that movie. That's kind of our go-to every year now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have to get that
I'll
one
be
on the list,
settling down with a nice cup of hot chocolate and white Christmas.
Oh,
Okay, yes,
that's
my
the annual
face.
Christmas Eve thing in the Vukovic household, is it?
Yeah. We've got lots of Christmas stuff to chat about, including Kim Kardashian's new Santa Baby video.
Yes. We shall
I'm gonna
see
say about
some of
that.
it.
And what we can what we
Yes.
can show, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
Little
see.
bit.
We'll see. Well, are we gonna be able to see you on the couch with that red top and the couch?
I'm just gonna be like a
gonna
floating head and hands.
Yeah, we'll see you in a bit.
Okay. All right, taking a look at business figures, the Canadian dollar is down 12 basis points. It's right now in overseas trading at 69.45 cents US. Gold is up $2.50. Crude oil is up 46 cents to $69.70 a barrel. Midday trading in Europe, markets are up in London, but down in Frankfurt, up in Paris.
Over in Asia, markets were down in Tokyo, but up in Hong Kong and Shanghai. North American markets on Monday, nothing too substantial. Some nice gains for the TSX. Dow Jones up 66, NASDAQ 192. Oh, shoot. You know what I was going to check? Are the markets only doing a half day today on Christmas Eve?
I think so.
Hottie, can you look into that, producer Hottie? Look, I think they're only doing because they'll be off tomorrow, obviously, and off Thursday too. Maybe half day on Thursday.
Off Thursday in Canada for sure, because it's Boxing Day is not that big of a holiday in the States.
That's right. Okay.
The Competition Bureau is suing Rogers Communications. Competition Commissioner says in a statement, quote, Canadians need accurate and truthful information when purchasing goods and services, especially essential services like wireless data plans. The Bureau accuses Rogers ads of creating the false or misleading impression that consumers will be provided with limitless data on plans, when in reality, the Bureau says data speeds are reduced or throttled once a customer hits the cap. Rogers says it plans to fight the suit, saying its infinite plan advertising is clear and truthful.
All right, well, Canada Post says Canadians should expect domestic package delays into the new year. It's already processed its backlog of parcels from the month-long strike by thousands of workers and expects a significant portion of them to be delivered before Christmas this week. Well, you got a day left. We're into the final hours. It's going to be a busy day today. We all know that. The Postal Service even delivered packages over the weekend in select cities, just all in an effort to get more items at doors in time for the holidays. It also has started accepting new international mail.
Well, Canada's economy grew 0.3% in October. Statistics Canada says manufacturing also rose 0.3% that month, reversing 4 months of declines. Real estate, rental, and leasing increased 0.5 percentage point. Early estimates for November suggest that Canada's real gross domestic product will have edged 0.1% lower. That's because of drops in the energy, transportation, and finance sectors.
Popular retail chain Nordstrom is going private in a multi-billion-dollar deal. Yesterday, Nordstrom's founding family said it is regaining control of the 123-year company. The $6.25 billion deal is expected to close early next year, but first it must be approved by 2/3 of the company's common stockholders. The Nordstrom family tried to take the retailer private back in 2018, but the board rejected the deal, saying the price of $50 a share, too low. Company stock has now plummeted to nearly half of that amount. Last year, Nordstrom announced its decision to pull out of Canada, citing some real challenges in achieving profitability. Okay, looked it up. It's closing at 1 o'clock today. TSX.
TSX.
Yeah,
okay.
and then closed on Christmas Day and Boxing Day.
Okay. We're going to close for just a couple of minutes. We're going to refresh our beverages here. And then Brian's going to be back with traffic in your 7-day forecast.
24 minutes after 6 o'clock on the 24th of December, Christmas Eve day, of course. Looking at traffic this morning, shall we? Well, all right, let's have a look at some cameras and see if we can find anything. QEW Niagara Street, nothing there. Same with south of 2 across over the Skyway Bridge into Burlington. East of Burloak towards us, Toronto bound, same here at Lorne Park, and absolutely nothing at the 403 at Dundas Street. So things are moving nicely. Volume is very light. Please drive carefully over the Christmas and Hanukkah holidays, so be very careful. Our temperature is on the freezing mark right now. So 0 for Hamilton, 0 for Mississauga, little better for Grimsby, sitting on the plus side, +1, same for Toronto. So seasonal temperatures for this time of year, -1 for the daytime high and -8 for the overnight low. We're going to be milder than those for the next few days, and of course, particularly for the weekend coming up. Those are our sun times and records for today. And yeah, we're going to get a little mixing precipitation for the day today. We could get some flurries, we could get some drizzle, we could even get some freezing drizzle today as that temperature climbs to +1. -4 tonight, wind chill of -8. Tomorrow for Christmas Day and the beginning of Hanukkah, 0, cloudy skies, and again, chance of freezing drizzle, particularly in the morning. And then look at the sunshine come back for Thursday and Friday, 1 and 2, and then the temperature goes way up. Showers and then rain for Sunday, 7, 8, and 5 by Monday. That's your forecast, and that's Tim.
Okay, this story's pretty important because Hamilton police say they're getting early reports of milk and cookies being taken from homes across the city. They've released a video on social media showing how they're trying to find out who is tracking snow into living rooms and leaving fingerprints on mantles and chimneys. They've got the dogs out even.
It all happened so fast. He was wearing a red jacket, black boots. He seemed really jolly.
Chief Bergen to radio. Could you please mark me out? I'm with a vehicle. It looks like it's broken down.
10-4 and 9 to mark me there, please.
Hey, buddy. We're getting a lot of calls about you.
I'm having trouble with my sleigh's flux capacitor.
That's fabulous. What's the biggest surprise? The chief working on Christmas.
Yeah. With that, Hamilton's police chief helped Santa on his way so that he can finish the rest of his very busy delivery schedule. Fun fact, Daniel and I were, we were clearing snow out of the driveway on Friday night. We saw that sleigh.
Really?
Yeah, we saw that sleigh.
Okay, and we've been watching.
We were so excited. We were like, "It's Santa's sleigh!"
I know him. Well, we're tracking that sleigh too because NORAD's up and running.
Yeah, we are.
Today is the day.
Yep.
Kids might be still sleeping in a little bit because they need the rest. It's a big day. There he is, right there. We'll be following that all morning long.